Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love cemeteries and haunted history as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. Today we are riding out to Lakeland and we are going to check out the Oak Hill Cemetery. It was dedicated in 1926 and sits on 200 acres of land. But before that, we're going to go get a bite to eat at one of the best Cajun restaurants in Florida, Harry's. Enjoy! We've arrived at Harry's in downtown Lakeland. Gonna go in and get a bite to eat. We're here at the gorgeous Oak Hill Burial Park in Lakeland, Florida. Dedicated in 1926. Let's go in and see what we can see. I came in this place and fell in love. Right off the bat, this cemetery is just beautiful. The grass is gorgeous. It's all shaded in with huge trees. It's just awesome. It's like a big version of the Dunedin cemetery, in my opinion. It's got the nice big headstones, a lot of shade. It's right off the road is the only thing, so there's a little bit of noise, but it's a beautiful, beautiful cemetery, and you can just see it just stretches back far as you can see. 200 acres. So I'm going to be doing a lot of riding around this cemetery. This cemetery is owned and maintained by the city of Lakeland, and it is the largest perpetual care cemetery in Polk County. So pretty. I gotta say, this is one of the prettiest I've seen in Florida. Orlando has a lot of pretty ones, but I didn't realize this was here. This 3D flower effect that they have on the headstones, we saw some of this in Live Oak, at the Live Oak Cemetery. That's like my new favorite thing, with the raised script on the headstone, and there's just one flower down there too. It just looks so cool to me. Looks so beautiful. You can just see that there are so many large headstones, which is always cool because they get creative with these headstones sometimes, and you can tell some of them are very old. So this cemetery dedicated in 1926. So some of these are going to be pretty old, probably even dating back before 1926. Because it's huge. It's 200 acres of land here. So this is one I would want to come back to when my leg's better and just run around here, because it's so peaceful. This is another one of my new favorite things, is this sort of peachish marble. It just looks so pretty. Now, we saw some of this, a lot of this actually, when we were over at Minnesota Cemetery, where Mr. Ringling's buried. His whole mausoleum is made out of this peach marble, which means it's not even really a new thing. I mean, it's been around for quite some time, but I'm only just now noticing more headstones being done in this style, and I really like it. I think it's really pretty. I'm actually taking a lot of footage and a lot of photos of the cemetery as a whole for this one, because I just think it's really pretty. Like, I could live here. It's so awesome. Very pretty. I mean, the grounds, you can definitely see when the cemeteries are well cared for, because I mean, it makes a huge difference. It just makes a huge difference. The way the trees canopy in the cemetery. Now there, if you're walking on the road part of it, there's a lot of not shaded areas. But if you're like visiting a loved one, it's all shaded in for the most part. I definitely am seeing some really cool things here that I've never seen before on people's headstones. Different shapes, colors. pictures on there. So it's really neat. Really neat. Saw a Gans, which one of my YouTuber friends, Steve Gans, he has a channel called Enigma Web Productions, I believe. But his name's Steve Gans. He does a lot of paranormal stuff too. We're supposed to collab on something eventually, so I'm looking forward to that. But I saw Gans here in the Lakeland Cemetery, which is a name that I don't usually hear, so maybe he's got a relative over here. Look how beautiful. Laverne and Jean Richardson. Aren't they a cute couple? I love that. Jean is still with us. Loving wife, mother, and Nana. How sweet. I love when they have pictures of the departed on the headstones. That's so nice. I took a still shot of this one, but this is so great. Our love will last forever and throughout eternity, for he is not gone, only waiting in heaven for me. And down at the bottom, it says, sweet dreams of you with musical notes. So I'm guessing that's reference to the Patsy Cline song, Sweet Dreams. If you haven't ever heard it or you don't know who Patsy Cline is, you're missing out. You're gonna need to look that up right now. But they have the little flower pots on each side. This one says, Sweetie Pie, I love you. And this one over here says, Sweetie Pie, I love you too. So sweet. And there's the handsome couple right there. Aww. So 53 to 93. Harold, born in 53, had his continuation day and went on to heaven in 1993. So he was pretty young. And Miss Pamela's still here with us. This is a really beautiful headstone. I love the wings. The wings of the angels are white. I'm a big fan of the crying angels on the headstones. It says down here, we little knew that morning that God was going to call your name. In life we loved you dearly, in death we do the same. It broke our hearts to lose you. You did not go alone. For part of us went with you the day God called you home. You left us peaceful memories. Your love is still our guide. And though we cannot see you, you are always at our side. Our family chain is broken and nothing seems the same. But as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. Much like some of the other cemeteries we've been to recently, and they're not all this way, but a lot of the headstones have some really beautiful scripture and writings on them. And like I said, all kinds of other things, pictures and just things that make them very unique. Most of the headstones that I've seen are more modern, newer headstones, but these days they get so creative with them. And I think that that's really cool. I like to see that in a cemetery. It gives you a lot of artwork to see. It's kind of like going to an art museum. It just makes it a really nice, scenic cemetery. So up here on the left side of the cemetery, to the outer edge here, you're gonna see the burial vaults. And there's a little niche up this way as well. So just the one little niche is all I've seen here. Look at this. There's no fountain or pond or anything like that here either. It's just all burials, but it's so gorgeous. That's really cool. That's a lot of money right there. DeVito. Danny DeVito's got family here. No, I don't know for sure. I'm sure there's a lot of DeVitos. The Little family. Isn't that pretty the way it's landscaped all around it? Looks nicer than the landscaping at my house. My chariot awaits. I hope you enjoyed the cemetery. There's definitely a lot to see here. Wear comfortable shoes because it's a big cemetery. There's only a couple of above ground mausoleum style burials, or it's more of a burial vault, not really a mausoleum. But it's a beautiful cemetery, and you know, come here on a day when the weather's nice. It's a great way to just get a little exercise and fresh air, and it's so peaceful. They have a lot of birds singing, and you know, cicadas or whatever, and the trees that you can hear. It sounds so peaceful and quiet. So I'll see you at the next one. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you loved this cemetery, and I just wanted to say something about Harry's. Harry's is an incredible place to go and eat. All that food that we had, and it was only like $29, $28, something like that. They do give you really large portions. So me and my husband, we always split something, and we get like the boudin balls, or we'll get fried green tomatoes, and we will split an entree because they are very large. So what you saw we were eating was the chicken and grits. And they split it in the kitchen for us because we said we would be sharing it. So they went ahead and split it up in the kitchen. And as you can see, it looks like 2 full-size entrees. So keep that in mind when you're ordering from Harry's. You can save yourself a little bit of money, and it's going to be a lot of food and plenty for 2 people. That does it for today's episode. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share on your way out. I'll see you next time.